This presentation provides you the basic information to find out how to enroll on the SAP certification program TERP10. Here's an example of the certificate you get, something like this at least. This is mine. That's what you're working towards, and you also get a plastic card that includes some login details for using SAP resources. So what is it? It's a global certification, an SAP global certification recognized around the world, and it's at the very first level that one would use. It's not a training course for using SAP in business. Doing this course will not allow you to become an experienced person to do order entry or anything like that. It is simply for understanding how the different parts of an SAP ERP solution integrate. Why do you want to do it? Well, many people, many of you, I guess, want to become consultants or implementers, or even you'll be customers working for organizations that are SAP users. It's the first step in SAP consultancy. It's going to give you an advantage when you go into job interviews. It will be an additional component on your CV, and that can't harm. And another advantage is that it's considerably cheaper doing it this way than if you did it by commercial means through a commercial training provider. It's a fraction of the cost, between 10 and 20% if that, of the commercial price that you'll have to pay. And a number of students have contacted me after they've finished at Warwick saying, oh please can we do this course? And the answer is no. It's only available to currently registered students, so if you're thinking of doing this, you might as well do it now if you can afford the time. It's got an examination. The certification itself is a 3-hour exam, computer-based, administered by SAP. There are no opportunities for cheating. It will be undertaken probably in Birmingham, and when you do the application form you'll see it specifies a test centre, and at the moment it only specifies Birmingham. It's probably Birmingham City University, which is just down the train line here, from here, in about half an hour away. Sometimes people can do it at the SAP Training Centre near Heathrow in London, and we have in the past also done it here in WMG or in the university generally, but we can't guarantee that. I'll see if I can organise that for you. But in the application process you should specify Birmingham. And the exam date will be in March 2011, but I don't know when, and this might have some implications on your modules. If the exam is on a day when you have a module, I'm afraid you're going to miss either the exam or the module date, and you'll have to talk to the module tutor about that. Why not to do it? Well, I want to scare you off because this is really hard work, and most of you won't have understood it, how hard it is. In fact, if you look at your neighbour, they failed. It's only about a 50% pass rate. And the reason people don't pass is because they don't work hard enough for it. They think, I'm a clever guy or lady, I've got here, Warwick University, I've been a good university, I can pass exams, I'm clever. That's not what gets you through this certification. It's about facts. It's about knowing stuff that is delivered on the training course. It requires a broad knowledge of SAP components. You can't specialise in just a few parts of the course or you will fail. Cost, 600 euros, payable by direct debit, credit card or bank transfer. That's what many students did last year. It's non-refundable, and you do not pay it to WMG or Warwick University. You pay it to the University of Duisburg-Essen. There's a business unit there for training, and there's more details later on in this presentation and in the application process. So once again, you do not pay us. Do not talk to us about payment details. We have nothing to do with it. So the syllabus covers 14 topics. Now here's a list of them, but it takes you all the way through from basics of ERP and the technical infrastructure called NetWeaver, and then takes you through a number of business processes: order placement, materials management, production control, asset management, human capital management, project management, accounting. 2 modules on accounting, one on cost accounting or controlling as it's called in German, and one on management accounting, and then some sessions on business intelligence or BI as it's called, and strategic enterprise management with dashboards and things like that. You must pass at least the first 7 of the 11 case studies in order to proceed to the exam. In the past, students have dipped in and out of the case studies as if they were options. They are not, and this year you must pass the options, you must pass the case studies in order to be even given the opportunity to do the exam. And if you don't, you won't get your money back. So the course is run by the online course is run by Essen University in Germany, who have a proven track record in getting people through the process, and they have an excellent training program. It's better even than SAP Education, which we've tried in the past. So it's actually the Ruhr Campus Academy GmbH, which is the organisation, and I suspect that's who you will have to pay. It's a self-paced approach, computer-based. You log in when you have time, but you have to find the time, and there is no exemption from the work you have to do for WMG. We will not give you exemptions or extensions to your post-module work because you're studying this. You have to find the time out of your own personal time. And it starts now. In fact, it starts very soon, so you'll need to decide very quickly and get the funds in place in order to enroll. We will deliver a workshop immediately prior to the exam to help you go through some of the review of learning material and exam preparation. We don't know how much that will cost yet. It depends on how many people want it, but I budget between £50 and £75 to do that. We also have some modules within the WMG content. Some of you will be taking them as core modules. Others can choose them as electives. There's ERP integration module, ERPI, which contains a lot of SAP ERP related material and includes hands-on use of an SAP system. Some of you may get the opportunity to do this module before the SAP exam, but I can't say because I don't know when the exam will be precisely. In summary then, total workload requires at least 180 hours. 180 hours of time. If you do not do 180 hours, I can almost guarantee you now you will fail. Okay, you need to be putting in a lot of hours, particularly in the days running up to the exam, where successful students in the past have worked non-stop for 2 days doing revision. The language is English. You need a PC with internet access, so watch out for that for those of you who are perhaps doing this off campus. The course term starts the 1st of November, which is why you need to enrol fairly quickly, and the formal materials finish by the 17th of February. That's when you will have had to have made sure you've passed all those course units, those case studies. You get 2 certificates, one from Duisburg-Essen, which is an attendance certificate, and another and a CATS accreditation, and the other is the real certificate, the one I showed you earlier, which is the SAP certificate. Okay, and as I said before, the fee is €600. Note, just remind you here, you must complete at least the practical parts of teaching units 0 to 7 to be permitted to proceed to the exam. You will not be given the registration details for the exam unless you pass these units. So the application steps in is about 4 or 5 steps. The first is go to this website and fill in and submit the application form. It's about 5 steps. It's fairly basic information. When they receive that and check the details, they will send you an email to confirm that and ask you to send them a signed version of the application form, plus a justification statement between 250 and 500 words on why you think an SAP certification would be good for your career, and you need to get me to confirm that you're a student, that you have student status. You then will need to send that information to Ruhr Academy, and then wait for a confirmation email from them, which will include some billing information. Okay, when you receive the billing information, you must pay by whatever means you can and that they will allow. Again, do not talk to us. We can't help you in that at all. And the final step is when they've received your payment, they will then send you a receipt of the payment and confirmation that you have been successfully enrolled. You are only enrolled at this step. Everything before that is only application, and you may not be allocated a space on the course. So, apply, okay, to the email address, the web address on the previous slide, or you can just go to this address and follow the links. The contract will be between you and Essen University. WMG and Warwick University are not responsible for the delivery or the content of the Essen material. And the deadline for registration is the 26th of October. That's only just over a week away. Okay, so you need to get moving, get the money in place, write that 250 words. Okay, because there is a limit on the course size. I don't know how big the limit is. The best thing you can do is get going quickly. Don't forget that you're here to do an MSc. That's your primary objective, and that's what you're paying a large sum of money for, not just €600. So don't sacrifice your MSc to get an SAP certification. It's an additional commitment, and don't underestimate this. Okay, it's a lot of hard work.